The town of Ferdinand has its new town manager. We'll tell you who was chosen. Plus, Carrie Schneider is back with our friends from the DuBois County Humane Society, and VUJC Dean Dr. Alan Johnson is tonight's guest on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin tonight with a new leader being chosen for the town of Ferdinand. At a special meeting held at Ferdinand Town Hall last night, Town Board President Ken Seacard formally introduced longtime local broadcaster Chris James as the community's new town manager. A native of Perry County, the 43-year-old James is a 1989 graduate of Perry Central High School and Vincennes University. He began his broadcasting career at WTCJ Radio in Tell City before joining and spending 2 years here at DC Broadcasting. He has worked for radio stations WITZ and WQKZ for the past 16 years. He and his wife Trina, who is a supervisor for the Ferdinand Library, have 2 children. James says he's enjoyed his long career in broadcasting and communications, but he says now he's looking forward to a new challenge. James says he's excited to serve his community.
I'm looking forward to the opportunity. It was a family-based decision, nothing with my current career in radio, but this gives me a more normal work schedule, more time at home with my children as they grow up. I'm still allowed, the town has been gracious enough to give me the chance to still do some radio work, but just an opportunity to continue sort of build on what Mark developed in his 6 years as town manager and try to continue that path forward and continue as we get to the 175th celebration and onward, just continue to make Ferdinand a better place to be.
James will receive an annual salary of $55,640 based on a 45-hour work week. Now, the position has been vacant since former town manager Mark Stedzik left the job back in September to take a position with Kimball Office. Seacard said that the interview committee, which consisted of himself, council members Ron Wire and Debbie Johnson, as well as clerk-treasurer Beth Schulteis, wanted to make sure they found the right person they felt could do the job and serve the town best. Seacard said that the committee from day one did not want to rush into filling the position. Seacard said since the search began, the town had received 14 applications and 9 candidates were interviewed. That group of 9 was narrowed down to 3 people who got a second interview. Seacard says James, who has been a resident in Ferdinand since 1995, brings to the community the thorough knowledge of the town. He says James's solid background in communications, marketing, as well as sales are big factors in his selection.
One of his big strengths was the communication, sales, and marketing side that we were looking at. Everybody that we had in the final group had strengths. They were all different areas. And then we just had to determine what it was that we needed. And when we got to talking to Chris, he pretty well sold us, and then we felt, okay, that was the way to go. And hopefully, we continue to progressively move forward here with Chris, as our town manager.
James is set to begin his new position on January 6th. Students in the Greater Jasper School District are set to have their upcoming winter break cut short by a day. Yesterday afternoon, the Greater Jasper School Board approved a recommendation by Superintendent Dr. Tracy Lori to add a snow makeup day to the calendar for the current school year in light of the recent winter weather that forced the corporation to use 3 of its originally scheduled 5 snow days for this year. The change means that students will now start back on Thursday, January 2nd, rather than on Friday, January 3rd. Lori says the change was proposed due to the unexpected onslaught of winter. She says the change prevents students from having to go to school into June, at least at this point.
We would not ask for this amendment if we didn't feel like we would be setting ourselves up for concern regarding the number of days that we have left. I don't think anybody wants to have to come in through June if we'd have that many days, and so any way that we can build those days in within the school calendar, we're going to try to do that.
Now, the change allows the Greater Jasper District to save other remaining snow makeup days on the original calendar. These include January 20th and February 17th. In other business, the board approved the school improvement plans for all 5 schools in the Greater Jasper District. Lori says the district has still gotten good perspective on what is needed despite delays at the state level.
We had a delay in the ISTEP results, which caused us not to be able to really dig into that data as early as we typically would on the return of those test results. And so we've been able to sift through all of that, look at what impact that has had on student learning as well as the effectiveness of our programs, and then our schools have been able to make some adjustments to their goals and strategies to help continue moving forward in increasing student literacy.
The board heard a presentation from Ireland Elementary School staff about their specific school improvement plan at the meeting. In final notes, Lori informed the board about changes that the Department of Local Government Finance made to the 2014 budget for the district. The final tax rate is actually set to decrease this year, down to $1.08 per $100 of assessed value. That would mark a decrease of 6 cents from last year's $1.14. Lori says the district always advertises high in order to maximize funding for the district. She says the district has been able to do just that.
We feel like through the review by the Department of Local Government Finance, through the cuts that they have to make, and also what kind of reductions are made as a result of neutralizing our pension bonds, that we've been able to capitalize on exactly what we will need in order to run our programs sufficiently for the 2014 budget year.
Lori says there were no surprises at all, though the district is pleased that the assessed value increased by more than $20 million. Finally this evening, a utility department in the city of Jasper has been honored with multiple awards. During last night's meeting of the Jasper Utility Service Board, it was announced that the city of Jasper's Municipal Utilities Wastewater Department was recognized with the Excellence in Safety Award during the Indiana Water Environment Association's annual awards luncheon held back on November 22nd. This award recognizes treatment facilities that exceed expectations in promoting and recognizing the importance of safety in the workplace. Wastewater Manager Ed Hollenden and Mark Pierce accepted the award on behalf of the city. The department received the IWEA Excellence in Safety Award for the 4th year in a row. Hollenden says the awards can be attributed to a lot of hard work.
The constant, just a constant, being safe. And then again, not always just doing the safety award. It's going above and beyond, and that's the key, really.
The wastewater department also received the George W. Burke Jr. Award, which is the state's top safety award. In receiving the Indiana Burke Award, the wastewater plant will be in the running for the U.S. Water Environment Federation Award given next year. Wastewater Mechanic and Safety Committee member Mark Pierce received the L.L. Larson Safety Award. That award is presented to an individual responsible for bringing safety improvements in the operation of the wastewater facility. Mark is the first to win the award since 2011. He was presented the award because of his continuous efforts to improve the safety of co-workers and the wastewater facility. Mark has worked at the city of Jasper for 27 years. Coming up after the break, Carrie is back with our friends from the DuBois County Humane Society, plus your local forecast, sports with Kurt Gooksell, and Inform featuring VUJC Dean Dr. Alan Johnson. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.